With the understanding towards for and while loop, now we are going to look at three special commands that is available in Python: break, continue, and else commands. Okay, so now let us see in this detail about it using a program. Okay, so now let us write a program to find sum of numbers from 1 to 100 except multiples of 5. Okay, so what have you understood by this? Now we have to start with 1. Okay, and you have to keep on summing up 3, 4. When 5 comes, it's a multiple of 5, so we should not add and we should skip and move on for this. Okay, and we have to proceed till 100, not 99. Keep in mind 100, but 100 is a multiple of 5 and hence we'll stop with 99. Okay, so how do we do? Already we have fixed up the number to 100 and hence you don't need to get the input from user, else you need to get the input. Okay, now summation is equal to 0 in order for initialization. For I in range of, from which value we have to start from 1 and we have to stop till 100, so you have to make it as 101. Okay, so now, so every time we have to sum it up, but before summing up you need to check whether the number is a multiple of 5 or not. Okay, how to do? If, okay, so what is the current value? It will be represented by I. Okay, so how to do whether a number is multiple of 5? If you divide it by 5 and if the remainder is 0, we say it is a multiple of 5. Okay, how to take the remainder? Percentage. So I percentage 5 equal to 0. You don't need to have a bracket, but you can preferably do, that is up to you. So put a colon. If it is so, we should skip the loop. Okay, so keep in mind you have to continue the loop, but you should not take this alone into account. Okay, so what I did, I can use a statement called continue. So what it will do, it will just go back to the same loop without performing any of the operations that is below. Okay, else if it is not so, what you need to do, you have to sum it up. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay, that's it. After coming out, if you print sum except multiples of 5 is comma, the result is stored in 5. Okay, let's execute and see what is the result. Sum except multiples of 5 is 4000. If otherwise, if we include that also, let's see what is happening. So I'll just make it as a comment statement and I'll include this sum. So what is this? It's just summation of numbers from 1 to 100, right? Okay, so now hope you can understand the usage of continue. Okay, so now I'll make this as a comment statement and I'll try to do you with a while loop. Okay, so now let's write a while loop. Let's write a program. So we are going to write a program to sum all values till 0. So now we are going to take the input from the user. If 0 is the input, we are going to close the operation and we are going to print. Otherwise, you have to keep on getting the input and summing up. Okay, but when the given input is a multiple of 3, you just need to skip. Okay, when you need skipping, you need to have a continue statement. That's the clue here. Again, we will initialize sum is equal to 0. Okay, so what to do? We have to first get the input from the user. So number, yes, int of int. So when it is given as input, what check? While number, what is the stopping criteria for the loop? It is still 0, right? So when number not equal to 0, right? So when number is equal to 0, you have to move out of the loop. So when to get into the loop? When the number is not equal to 0. When the number is not equal to 0, what to do? Again, you need to check if number, what is the multiple that we need to skip? We need to check whether the number given input is a multiple of 3. Okay, so I'm dividing it by 3 and I'm checking whether the result is 0. If it is so, we have to just execute this continuous statement. So it won't sum up. Else is also not required. Just you can write sum is equal to sum plus number, because this statement will be executed only if this condition fails. Okay. Then again, okay, once done, for loop will automatically take the next value in the range. Here you need to get the input from the user. Okay. So for the second iteration, you need to get the input from the user. Okay. And so how long this will continue? Until the number is equal to 0. Okay. So finally, once everything gets done, you can print. Okay. Shall we execute? Yeah. There is a problem. Okay. Sorry. This is not the syntax for not equal to. It is this. Enter the number. I am giving 2, 5, 6 should not be added. Again, it is waiting. Here, what to do? One more mistake we did. If number is not equal to 3, you have to continue and you have to get the number as the next number as the input. Only that number you need to skip. Okay. So what can you do? Number. Have you understood the reason? Because when the number is in multiple of 3, we are just using we just have used the continue. So it will continue and it will go for the while number. So the number is always remains the same. So in order to get the next input, we are doing this. Numbers will try to give 5, 6. Yeah, now you can see it is asking you for the number. Now if I give 0, the loop gets closed. So what is the result? 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 1 it is 8. Okay. Now hope you have understood the usage of continue. Continue is a statement, as the English meaning states, it will go on continue the executing the loop without executing the remaining part of the loop. Okay. Okay. See about the next command, break. Okay. Now we'll try to calculate the sum. Okay. So we will write a program to calculate the sum of n numbers given as input. All the n numbers are going to be given from the user desk as input. Until we receive a negative number as input, we'll try keeping on doing this. Okay. So start with sum is equal to 0 and we have to get a number from the user input. User int of input of enter the number. Okay, so how long we have to execute? You can execute till true. True means it is an infinite loop. Okay, since we are going to write the ending criterion inside the loop, you don't need to bother about it. While of true states, the loop will continue for infinite number of times. Okay, so if what is the closing condition? Your number. Okay, if it is less than 0, what to do? You have to come out of the loop. Okay, that's where the break statement do. Depending on a dynamic situation, if you want to close the loop and come out, you can use break. Okay, so else, so if it is not so, then what to do? You can sum up the value. Sum is equal to sum plus where the value is stored, it is number. Right. So for the next iteration, before going to the next iteration, again you have to give the user input, right? So int of input of enter the number. So finally, after coming out, just print. Okay, just will execute and see how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 as the input. I want to break out of the loop, so I'm giving -1. So what is the result? It is 20. You just check 10 plus 4, 14, 17, 19 and then 20. Yeah, when there is a negative number, it comes out. Look at the difference here. When you give a particular condition and when you give that as the input, it is skipping and it is trying to execute the loop as many times as you want. Here the break statement will skip and move out of the loop. That's the difference between continue and the for statement. Okay. Now next command we are going to see something special, which is an else. Okay, available for looping. So this is not available in any other programming language. This is a very special command available in Python to identify whether the loop has been executed the number of times for which it is actually intended. Okay, so now the same program will take, I'm initializing sum to 0. I'm going to run a loop for 5 times, right? For I in range of 0, 5. How many times this loop will get iterated? Only 5. Every time I'm going to get a number from the user. Okay, I'm checking whether the number is not a multiple of 5. If it is so, we are breaking out of the loop, right? Else, okay, so I'm summing it up with the sum number. Okay, so this is a normal condition. Now you can enclose an else part, you can attach an else part with the for loop. See, else and for gets aligned. What does it mean? This else is a part of for which will get executed if the number of iterations, 5, for which the for loop is intended for is successfully completed. Meaning that if this loop runs for 5 times without any break, okay, the else part will get executed. Now let me execute and show you. I'm giving number as 1, 2, 3, 7 and then 6. Okay, I'm not giving any number as a multiple of 5 as input. See, the sum is getting printed. What does it mean? The loop has executed for 5 times, as such it is intended. Okay, now for the next time type, if I give these inputs like 1, 2, 3, 4 and by mistake if I give 5, okay, it will break the loop without printing the sum. Okay, it will just discard whatever you have done till now. So that's the advantage of having else. Dynamically, you may want to, if you want to understand if the loop has been is successful in closing or not, you can use the else statement. Now let us see, if I replace this break by continue, what happens? See what happens? For 4 times it executes. Okay, for the 5th time, this is not a break, it's actually a continue, and hence it won't affect the execution of the loop. The loop anyway gets executed for 5 times. Okay, and hence this else will get printed normally. Okay, hope you have understood the usage of break, continue and else statement in Python.